Why Senate Republicans hate stimulus checks. In this video, we'll talk about that. We'll go over any of the latest updates. Also, if you stay to the end, I'm going to go over all this, give you some resources, and actually show you a way that if you want to make money without depending on the government or a job, so stick to the end of this. If you're into entrepreneurship and making money online, or you just want to change your financial situation, subscribe to my channel, click the bell notification so you get notified every time I do another video. Also, if you want to get my #1 recommendation to make $200 to $500 a week, click the link in the description. Linda Bomba here. I am a full-time internet marketer, and I'm going to go over some stuff with the stimulus check updates. Have you gotten your first stimulus check and the second stimulus check that they're still discussing that? Drop a comment, let me know. And I have 3 different articles I'm going to point to because basically this is kind of like the Hatfields and McCoys between the Democrats and the Republicans trying to come up with a bill that they can pass through the House and the Senate and then get it to President Trump to sign off. And he's not going to sign off on anything at this point without a payroll tax cut. And it doesn't look like, if there's going to be another second, I'm being told repeatedly again, there's going to be another one, but there's debates about that, and it's probably not going to be till July, and a lot of people are hurting. There's still 40 million Americans out of work, although, some jobs are coming back, and the jobs report that came out on Friday, I will tell you those numbers were not accurate. So the number is actually higher. It's not, that much lower than it was last month. So a couple of things. This is, again, this is the Republican side. Republicans, this is an article that was in the Hill. Republicans turning against new round of $1,200 rebate checks. Some people call them stimulus, some call them rebate. Did you get your first one? If you still haven't gotten your first one, they are issuing debit cards now. They're not sending paper checks. You may have, in fact, gotten a debit card in your mail. Please check your mail because they're coming in plain envelopes and people are throwing them out. And there is talk now that they may stop doing that at all because, but check your mail because with all the junk mail that we get, it could have gotten stuck in there and you could have missed it. If you're not sure, you can go to the IRS website, irs.gov, and check. I did a video a few days ago talking about an IRS telephone number that you can actually try to call them. Whether you're actually going to be able to get through or not, I don't know. So this is one end of the debate. The Democrats are really pushing more for something, and truthfully, I just think they need to do something more like a $2,000 payment for the next few months. This is another article from Wall Street Journal. White House weighs options for the next stimulus bill. And the reason, really, the White House is, necessary with this because they're the ones that's got to, go through the House and the Senate and all that, and then President Trump has to sign it. So if they're not in agreement, there's not going to be any more movement on it, and that's, part of the issue. They only have their piece with it, so they are a part of it. So in the last article, this was in Forbes. There's actually a lot of ads on here. But Kamala Harris and Andrew Yang are calling for, a renewed call for a $2,000 a month stimulus. Both of them have really been advocating that they've got to do some sort of, like a $2,000 a month check. There's talks of, doing that for the next, between now, it's June through December. And doing some sort of, there's have been some talks about some retroactive payments back to March because, whether the stock market's doing okay or not, it's the economy. And if people don't have money to, spend to buy groceries, to pay their bills, some of the restaurants in some states are opening back up at 50% capacity, going out to restaurants, taking vacations. If people don't have money, they're not going to spend it. And that's what really fuels the economy. And this whole, the Republicans wait and see. Let's wait and see, how the economy recovers. People are really hurting. I know there's people that are in the process or getting evicted from their places that they're renting. Landlords, most of them have mortgages. So if their tenants aren't paying rent, then they can't. It's kind of like a mushroom effect. They can't pay their mortgage, and then the mortgage starts going into foreclosure. I know when I go pay my mortgage and go to the website, there's stuff all over there. If you've been impacted by COVID-19, And a lot of, your lenders are trying to lend assistance or giving grace periods or forbearance and that kind of thing. But if people aren't making money, then it's really hard for the economy and the economy to crash. So, I mean, there are 40 million Americans out of work. 1 in 5 Americans have lost their jobs. Now, some people, if you're in the restaurant sector, the restaurants that are opening back up have gotten their jobs back. But like Nordstrom's just closed recently, all those jobs were lost. So, the thinking of the, Republicans, oh, let's just wait and see, because people's mortgages don't, you can't put your mortgage on hold. You can't put your utilities or food. And I know food costs, just with everything that's going on in the coronavirus and all that, have gone up. So, and food is a basic necessity. So, not really sure, and the Congress, they were on break the week of Memorial Day. They will break for another 2 weeks over the 4th of July, and then they're gone like the month of August. So, then you're talking like, they may come back for a day or two. It's Labor Day, be gone for another week. You're talking like mid-September, and people just can't wait. I mean, because in that amount of time and what's going on, people are losing their places to live. They've lost their jobs. They're struggling going to food banks to buy food. I did, a couple other videos with some resources. You can go to Google and search pandemic relief programs in the state where you live and see if there's any programs, like SNAP programs to get, help, buying food, or, help with paying your mortgage and your rent. You can check those out. The one video I did, I listed a number of states there, but I didn't list all 50 states. So, there are, you can check and see if there's any relief programs, pandemic relief programs, where you live, whether it's a state level, local level, that you could, get some assistance now, because people can't wait. So, if you want to, change your financial situation, and I hope at this point with everything you're started to think. I lost one job in 2011, and I never thought about creating multiple streams of income, because that was my only stream of income, and I was basically screwed. I got like $2,000 a month from unemployment, which wasn't even anywhere near what I was making. I collected that for a year and a half. I was broke, unemployed, and in foreclosure. I mean, at one point, I didn't even have money to buy food. I was cutting mold out of food to start operating, thinking, creating multiple streams of income, because when you do that, then if something happens to one, you have others. And until I, lost my job, I never thought about that. And I hope if you get anything out of this video, or, what's going on in the world, you start thinking like that, because you can really create your own economy. So you can check out my number one recommendation. Click the link in the description. I've been doing this now. I haven't worked a full-time job now since 2016. It's been 4 years, and haven't had to rely on, a job or the government to feed me, to put money, and family responsibilities, other responsibilities, anything like that. So if you want, you can check that out. Drop me a comment. Did you get your first stimulus check? How are you doing? Please give this, if you found value, please give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It'd help my channel. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video.